A recent video released by France 24 English shows the alleged thieves behind the Louvre Heist making their escape on a mechanical ladder in broad daylight. In a daring daytime robbery, a four-man strike team broke into the Louvre in the heart of Paris on October 19, 2025. The thieves wielded power tools to scale a furniture hoist outside the museum, breaking into the building and stealing 8 priceless objects, including Napoleonic-era jewels. The entire operation was completed in just 7 minutes. The thieves fled the scene on motorbikes, and a video has emerged appearing to show them making their escape on a mechanical ladder in broad daylight. The Louvre has remained closed the following day, and a team of 60 investigators was assembled to find the robbers. The heist has raised concerns over the security measures at French museums. Now let's watch the video that shows the jewel thieves escaping the scene.
On that level of the gallery, and so we saw something very violent. A very violent commotion, the noise. But without being able to interpret what it was, we thought it might be a visitor getting angry. We realized almost simultaneously that it was a robbery. So in a matter of seconds, we evacuated everyone from the gallery, and we closed all the connecting doors so that the intruders couldn't get into the other rooms.
The robbery lasted less than 5 minutes. At 9:34 a.m., 2 men climbed to the first floor. At 9:35 a.m., they broke the glass, entered the gallery, and attacked the display cases protecting the jewelry.
When it comes to France's cultural heritage, you're talking about the crowns, the tiaras, the brooches, the earrings, the necklaces worn by the queens of France in the 19th century. So yeah, there's a great deal of outrage this morning in the French press. Many newspapers describing it as the heist of the century. So brazen was it? So quick was it? So efficient was it? These are, after all, we understand from investigators, extremely well-trained criminals who had very carefully plotted getting in and out of the Louvre Museum. Still, that it should have been possible for that to happen at 9:30 a.m. in broad daylight when the museum was about as packed as it is now. This is what Paris looks like on a Monday morning or a Sunday morning. There were people everywhere. They managed to get in and out. There was some altercation, we understand, with one of the security guards inside. The alarms went off. The museum was evacuated. Still, they went off and got away down the quays of the Seine on their high-speed scooters, carrying at least 8 pieces of jewelry, having dropped the crown of the Empress Eugenie, the wife of Napoleon III, slightly damaged but at least retrieved. Now this manhunt is underway. We were just speaking out here to a French senator, John, who believes that none of the burglars, nor indeed any of these pieces of jewelry, are likely still even to be inside France. And so what authorities and investigators say, crucial period is that first 48 hours, and the clock is ticking. By tomorrow morning, we'll have reached it. And if nothing is found, it could be that we never get to the bottom of this.
Well, first off, it tells me that they planned this very well. I mean, to case this place, to know what equipment to take, even to know in the museum itself how to get through the glass. Was it alarmed? Was it extra strength glass? What they needed. They got out of there real quick. So they planned this very well with inside help for sure. They made a lot of mistakes as well, though. So I could go into that, but there's definitely well planned.
What are some of the mistakes you think they made? Because they did make off with a lot of jewels that are worth, we don't even know what, because they're considered priceless.
Well, there's a couple of ways they can get rid of the jewelry. I'll go into that in a second. Yeah. But here's a mistake. They dropped one of these brooches. They only robbed, 9? I think it was 9 brooches, diamond-like pieces. Well, you just dropped a ninth of your whole entire load right there. That's an amateur move. I never dropped a piece of jewelry ever in 25 jewelry stores and $18 million. It's not going to happen. They also got the motorcycles caught right away. Yeah. I mean, they're done there. What are they going to find? They found a vest. They found one of the construction vests already. So they made a couple of, I call them amateur mistakes, but they did get away with a lot. Yeah. And obviously now, how do they get rid of it? That's the big thing.
That is the big question. They made off with, and we'll just go down some of the things they made off with: royal sapphire necklace, a royal emerald necklace, and the earrings to match, and a jeweled headband worn by Empress Eugenie, the wife of Napoleon III. So how hard is it? How would people like this go about selling something like this, which are historical in nature and worth who knows what?
Well, the people who robbed this don't care about the historical nature, which is just what it is. What they could do, there's three ways to do it. They could break them all up, sell the gold, sell the diamond. You know, listen, there's a lot of diamonds, and they're not what they call Lazar Kaplan, which is a laser cut diamond. These are old diamonds. These are cut with a hammer and a chisel, literally, you know, a diamond chisel cutter. So they're really beautiful, and they're very sought after, even as small stones. So if they break them up, that's one way. Then they could also wait a while, and a lot of times the insurance companies will put out a reward. No questions asked. If they, you know, it's a $5 million hit, they'll put out $1 million right now. And, you know, people do that. They actually wait. I was around a bunch of criminals in prison, actually, who waited for that. So that's another way. Another way is to get like an